Join me while I look at the Iron Giant from Diamond Select Toys. Let's get into it. This beautiful box has the biggest window display for the biggest boy, right? Look at that. Now this is the metallic version, so he's got this kind of more realistic look to him rather than a cartoon look, and I don't know if I made the wrong choice. Let's, we won't find out because I don't have the cartoon version to compare him to. But the box, big bubble, Diamond Selects, it tells you what you got, and he's got light up eyes. I ordered this and didn't even know that. Check it out, back of the box, boom, shakalaka, all the things you could want to know about, and a lot of stuff you don't want to know about. Trust me. Simple, the box is, it's here, and we're done with it. Nice kind of vintage style experience. This is the nostalgia part of Nostalgia Unboxed is happening right now. This classic style card back thing where you just get to peel it off. Where Marvel Legends now, they're like sandwiched in, so you don't get this. This is that was very nice. That was very nice. It's like an ASMR kind of thing. Done with the box. Go away box. What's in here? Some instructions or some warnings? Or both. Iron Giant instructions for batteries. That's it. He's in his plastic coffin, and I don't like that experience of looking at a toy in plastic. So let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of here. Okay, so this Vin Diesel voiced figure, well, he doesn't voice the figure, the character, Iron Giant. Look at it. It's pretty. I gotta say that, but as soon as this thing came out of the packaging, I was like, ooh, this is, it feels incredibly cheap. Now, he has no weight to him, and I know you're thinking, hey, Jonathan, he's not really iron. He's not? But there's just like, you'd still kind of think that there'd be some weight to this guy because he's pretty big. Maybe add some weight into his legs at least so that he feels a little bit less top heavy because it's all right here. Right there. But what feels cheap beyond that are these joints and just like moving the hands around and like kind of, or the elbows. I'm like, not really, but I don't know. Let's dig deeper into it. Maybe that's just like a first impression and then it's really just fine. But a huge missed opportunity, I guess you could say, is this. What's going on in there? What? I know that like you're limited by space and in animation you can kind of cheat things out a little bit. But you don't see through his face when he opens his mouth. There should be like at least some kind of, I don't know, something in there to black it out. That is such a weird choice. These are those things where like I get like into it and passionate and then I get a comment and it's like, it's just a toy. Don't get so bothered by it. And it's like, well, you know, shut up. Mute from channel. And if you like the Iron Giant and you're a fan of the movie and you'd like to take a little bit of Iron Giant home with you, then you can buy my art print, which is actually my #1 seller at conventions. And this Iron Giant is available as 11x17. So grab yours today. Help support the channel because I'm a hungry boy, okay? And this is a great way to support the channel. I already said that. So here we go. Let's look at his hand details because we've got some nice Superman flying hands, which is, you know, that's kind of like his whole thing. He loves the Superman. And then we got these hands, which are gripping for something. I mean, he's got nothing to grip. He doesn't even come with the tiny little boy to hold in his hands, which would be great. Or just you could put on a shoulder or something. Then you get these, which are just a little bit wider, not grippy things. I don't know what's going on with the hand choices. Now, I like having alternate hands, so this is nice. I guess you just need to supply all the extra accessories because what he's got on there by default are these gripping ones, which would look like he would hold like a giant weapon, but probably just because he has robot hands and that's how they close. The other thing that comes in the box is this gun. When he goes all crazy mode and he's ready to just wipe everybody out, this is the weapon that comes out of his arm, or his arm turns into. And there's a nice hole in here, so if you had some kind of effect that could plug in, cool, you can really amp this thing up. But this whole figure seems like the kind of figure that you need to amp up yourself. Just the fact that, I mean, it's a great price, okay? And if you want an Iron Giant, I think it's probably going to be worth getting. But you're definitely, the experience seems lacking for sure. This doesn't want to go on, and I'm really afraid of breaking it. His gun arm barely goes on. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be, because that would be a very weird choice. I don't think you can, maybe you can do it on both sides. Let's see if it does any better over here. The back of the box, it is on his right arm. I don't know what the truth is for the show, the movie. Yeah, it just doesn't want to go on all the way, which is really troublesome. It has like a nice tight. It has a nice tight. Those are how words work. It's not gonna come off on its own, but it looks really weird. Like it feels like it should definitely be up against the arm. Whatever. Okay, so the details of this metallic version is acceptable, other than this stupid mouth. Now, I do like the look. Look at here, so this is good to know. It's all on the back, the switch and everything. So it's good to know that, what is good to know? I don't remember how I wanted to use my words today, but I do like the look of him, okay? So he's not bad looking by any means. It's just a couple weird choices. And then the fact that he doesn't have like any weight in his legs does have me worried a bit. Now, he has this on his back, which makes me think that there is another version out there from Diamond Select that has attachments to really amp him up and give him all the looks. So that's a little disappointing. There are several brands out there that make Iron Giants. Is this the ideal one? Probably not. I know that there are some, because Vexen Toys showed me what he's got. He's got a really, really, really big one. And I think, what's the boy's name? He sticks on with a magnet or something onto his shoulder. Whatever. Super cool, but it's also like 3 times the size of this guy. Now, this is also a scale that makes it really, really weird depending on what you're collecting. So if you're doing like 6-7 inch stuff, this guy is just gonna be like way out of scale, but whatever. It's cool. It's an Iron Giant. How often do we have an Iron Giant on our shelf? I don't know. Somebody's probably commenting being like, I got like 3 or 4 of them. Now, let's look at the rest of the details, because I sure do talk a lot. Now, the paint is certainly not perfect as far as this metallic goes, but it kind of works for it. It gives it this, like, you know, metal look. It's bringing a little bit of realism to this figure, this character, versus a cartoon look, and it's fine for me. I don't dislike it. Let's talk about articulation, because he's got way more than I think we would expect out of this guy. So his head does turn, and it looks up, not really. The arms do spin around just fine. The arms, pretty great as far as the raising of that. And then you have some rotation through this pipe portion, whatever you want to call that. And then he's got more than 90 degrees out of this giant elbow, and he can actually break his arm if you wanted to. And then the wrist rotates, of course, that's a standard thing. This whole forearm rotates, and you got a 90 degrees on the wrist, which they seem to move pretty freely. Nothing to worry about. Okay, folks, I know you're worried about wrists because I break a lot of them apparently on this channel, but that's NECA. This is some pretty good ab crunch considering how big of a beefy boy he is. And that's gonna be all your rotation, everything is in that same joint. So there's no rotation anywhere down through here. You got the legs, which will kick pretty much straight up to high heaven. Rotation anywhere down the leg, yeah, at the knee. So that's a pretty interesting design. It looks cool the way this the hinge stays there visually. And then yeah, since they're ball joints or whatever, you can pretty much move them to whatever level you want. The feet don't have a lot of range, so good enough. And then it looks like there's toe articulation, but there's not. And for those of you that want to know, this is a $30 figure, okay? So it's not too bad. Diamond Select's pricing's generally like, you know, $20 to $30 depending on what you're getting, I think. So, well, we gotta power them up. That's the other thing. I forgot about that. So there you go. Let's adjust this camera, try to get some, get it darker. How much can he light up? We go real dark. That's not bad. Let's turn it off and back on. All right, so that's cool. It really enhances the experience. Like it makes him look like he's activated, honestly. When you're messing with him in real life, looks great. And I'm sure at the posing segment, those eyes probably popped, I hope. But that's gonna do it for us, folks. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Iron Giant, Vin Diesel Incarnate. Let me know down in the comments some ideas of what we could use for this guy to help him look like his size, to really amp it up. What's an effect that might plug in there? And what are some things for like little mini vehicles that would work? Micro Machines, probably. Now, to find out if this Iron Giant is something that stays on my shelf and deserves a spot in this very tiny area, then watch the top video right there and go behind the scenes, and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit more on that after show. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.